Wagwan farm, the markets don't lie, but traders do. So let's dive into this top-down analysis on Aussie US dollar, where I will cover both the technical aspect and also look at the commitment of traders and see how the large institutions have positioned themselves in the market. So if I zoom out my charts like this, we can see that the Aussie US dollar is on a downtrend. Let me zoom in. So at this point, we can see that the Aussie dollar was in a bullish trend where it was making higher highs and higher lows, higher highs and higher lows, until it came into contact with this daily order block there. So let me mark it. Let me mark the daily order block, which kind of held price to the downside. That's the daily order block I'm talking about, where we can see that price, after tapping this, we can see after reaching that daily order block, price was creating equal highs and equal highs over there, which signifies to liquidity. After these two equal highs were swept, it cleared liquidity above these two equal highs, cleared liquidity, tapped into the daily order block, which led to break of structure to the downside. So which led to break of structure to the downside. So let me mark the break of structure to the downside on the 4-hour time frame. We can see, so we have this break of structure to the downside. So this break of structure to the downside, let me delete these so that my charts cannot look dirty. I normally love working on a clean chart. So let me go to the 4-hour time frame. We had that break of structure to the downside, where we had liquidity resting above these equal highs. There we had liquidity, buy side liquidity resting there. Sorry for my charts, then my drawings, they're not quite well. And above that buy side liquidity, we had an imbalance. Also on top of that imbalance, we had this order block, making it a highly good order block to see price reaction from. And you can see that price went back to clear out the buy side liquidity resting above there, and also fill in this imbalance it had left there, where it went up to tap the 4-hour order block. And let's see the reaction. We had some stop hunt after tapping we had this stop hunt there after tapping the 4-hour order block, and which later plummeted to the downside, which led to break of structure to the downside there. So this break of structure, we can see that price failed to break below this low, this previous low there. We just did some wipe, some stop point, whereas we had this buy side liquidity resting above there, above that high. And above this buy side liquidity, we have imbalance also, imbalance. And on top of this imbalance, we have this 4-hour order block on there. We can see after doing some stop hunt below this low here, price went plummeted to the upside with an impulsive candle, which went to take out this buy side liquidity resting above there, filling into the imbalance, and it's currently reacting from the 4-hour order block. So from my aspect, I'm seeing like price may decide to react from here and either go down to the downside, plummet to the downside to come and fill this imbalance here, imbalance there, and also clear out this sell side liquidity resting below that low. So I will want to support my selling. Like I'm seeing, like I want to see when the market's open, I want to see what kind of reaction will happen here. If it the market gives me a selling setup, I'll definitely go in for a sell. So let me support my reason why I want to sell the Aussie US dollar. So let's go to the commitment of traders. In terms of commitment of traders, let us see how the large institutions have positioned themselves in the market. So you can clearly see that they closed 2,968 long positions and they added 2,736 short, 35 short positions. So they closed long positions and they added more short positions. That means that the large institutions are weakening the Aussie dollar against the US dollar. So the large institutions, in terms of the Aussie US dollar pair, the large institutions are selling the Aussie US dollar pair. So that's all for the commitment of traders. With the commitment of traders and also the technical analysis, they are all showing me that showing me the reason to sell. So I may want to support this my last claim, whereas I'll use the RSI on this claim. So we can see that the market is making higher highs and higher lows, higher highs and higher lows, whereas the RSI is doing opposite. That's showing that this bullish trend is on an end, is showing some divergence. So on the market open on Monday, I may want to see what type of reactions it will give on this 1 hour 4 hour order block here, though I'm on the 1 hour, the type of reaction which will happen here. And also bear in mind that on Monday, most of the banks that trade the US dollar will be on holiday. There will be a bank holiday for the US dollar. So there may not be those significant moved on the US dollar since the banks are on holiday. So, but I may want to see the type of reaction that will happen here. If it gives me a selling setup, I'll definitely go in for a sell. But bear in mind that trading is not predictive. Trading is reactive. So anything can happen. So always apply good risk management. That's all for the Aussie US dollar.